Hello there from Central Virginia. Today's one of those really rare days that we don't get very often in Central Virginia where it's been glorious. It's been only 82 degrees the whole day. It's now evening, about 6:45, and I am in my lower garden, my main garden. So many of you know that I've had this kind of mystery plant growing. I thought it was a zucchini or something like that, and then I thought it was a trumbicino, and then I realized it was some sort of pumpkin. Well, it's not any of those. It's a gourd plant. And I have no idea where this thing came from. It's self-seeded, and I let it grow because, I figured whatever. But now the darn thing is having some problems. So I need to make some decisions about what to do. It's getting some wilt, and that means probably one of two things. Either it's got a vine borer in there somewhere, or it's squash bugs. And I have to confess, I have not been diligent about getting the squash bugs on this particular plant or looking for them, but I have recently seen some eggs. So my first suspicion is it's squash bugs, and I've got to make some decisions. I've got to I don't feel passionate about this plant because it's a volunteer and it's kind of in the way of my tomatoes. On the other hand, it's shielding the ground, so it's providing a really nice ground cover to keep things cool, the roots cool in that area. So for that reason, it might be nice to keep it. So I'm gonna kind of take a look at it, and we're gonna figure out together tonight what to do about it. Will it live or will it die? I shouldn't sing. Assuming what I'm going to find is squash bugs, I'm armed with a bucket of soapy water. This is just Dawn dish soap and water. And if I find leaves that are like just infested, I'll pull them off and just plunk them in. Otherwise, I'll just try to scoop them off and put them in here. Let's go see what we can find. The first thing I want to do is just assess the overall health of the plant. And you can see that this was the plant that's growing out into the aisle. And you can see how it's grown into the middle of the aisle here. And you can also see how some of the leaves are definitely getting some damage. And I am just not sure what's going on. So what I'm going to do is go in here, inspect all the leaves for squash bugs, and then anything I find that's a squash bug, we'll squash, kill. Any eggs we find, we'll deal with. And at this point, I think this is a savable plant. This plant was truly growing everywhere into my bean patch. So what I did is I cut off the leaders. Now, how do I know it's a gourd plant? Well, look, there's a little ornamental gourd forming, and there are a few of them on here. So, I'm not adverse about having the gourds. I just don't want them growing in my bean patch or my carrot patch. But I don't mind having some ornamental gourds around. It might be kind of fun come the fall time. But yeah, I had to cut the leaders off. You can see where I cut the leader off here. And that's as far as this plant's going to encroach over here. And you can see it's coming all the way over here. I did the same thing here. I cut the leader off there so it wouldn't go out anymore. And oh, look, there's a weed. Always good to inspect your plants. So yeah, this is growing, 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 growing. And I think I got a gourd underneath hiding right here. So yeah, I don't mind having the gourds. Here's a leaf that's got a lot of discoloration. I just don't know what's going on, but we'll take a look and see. Let's go ahead and inspect these leaves that are not looking so healthy. We'll definitely cut them off if nothing else. Yep, you see those? Those are nymphs. Those are squash bugs. So you know what? For a leaf like this that is just too far gone and it's got obvious squash bugs on it, and it's down low, I'm just gonna cut it right off. And I will take the leaf itself. Oops, I got the wrong one. That was stupid. Here we go. Any leaves that have these squash bugs on them, I will pull them right off. Here's squash bugs. Easy to squish at this point. They're pretty small. Those are nymphs, which means they're not that old. They haven't been around. Now that, my friends, those are squash eggs. So we are gonna just scrape those off. Yeah, this one's got nymphs curling as well as squash eggs, and the plant, the leaf itself is pretty far gone. So I'm just gonna give it a nice, let it go for a swim. Put them on down there. Well, I forgot to sign off down there in the garden, and So I want to just say thank you so much for watching, and I hope that your garden is growing well. I think I took care of those squash bugs pretty well. That plant's going to live to see another day, and I guess I'll get some ornamental gourds out of it. So hope your garden's growing well. Take care.